Yes, the title of this video is true. It's not clickbait, it's not an exaggeration. I actually invested $100,000 of my hard-earned money into creating my debut album, Beauty and the Boss. And 1 year later, after accumulating hundreds of thousands of streams, Spotify deleted it. But back to the album. The album was consistently growing and accumulated about 200,000 streams in the first year. But unfortunately, all that progress was about to come to a screeching halt. Just a few weeks ago, I opened my Spotify for Artists account and see something really good for once. There's a spike in streams on my song Work. I thought, wow, it's finally happening. A song on my album must be having a breakthrough with the algorithm. This is great. Well, it seemed great until the following week when this email arrives in my inbox.
Spotify has flagged artificial streaming on your tracks. Because of that, your releases containing these tracks were removed from their platform. This doesn't mean you did anything wrong. These things can happen on Spotify without your knowledge. Thank you.
So the song that was just starting to get all those streams.
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel.
City boy, city boy.
All right, this might end up on both of my channels because it's dealing with music, and I wanted to cover this story, so I went and watched this full video. It is titled, I invested $100,000 to create my album, and Spotify deleted it. I don't know if that deserved an air horn because that's not a good thing. And the reason I'm covering this because I see all these people reacting to it, and I don't know if it's ever happened to them, but it's happened to me. And I'm going to show you guys the receipts in this video. And I actually feel bad for this sister because this is some bullshit. Because I didn't invest as much as she invested. I just recorded some tracks with the homie. I own my own recording studio. I leased the beats I rapped over, meaning that I didn't have to pay the exclusive rights to get all the stems and all that stuff. Because I don't know what, recourse you have to do this, right? So I wanted to go over this and highlight this story because it means something to me, right? So we're going to come back to this part. We got a lot going on here. Anyways, if you guys are here for it, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm Black Pegasus, link in the description of my other channels. Just so you have some context, her name is Kara, Karra. And her, this full video, it's 26 minutes long. We are not watching the full video. I watched it. It is worth watching. So if you want to support not just a YouTube content creator, but an artist who is trying to do music, and we'll talk about that, but kind of got stifled because of the way these freaking streaming companies run, go rock with her, right? Go watch this in its entirety. And we're going to have a bunch of conversations that I've been wanting to talk to. There's this clip going viral of Russ saying, quit saying there's no money in music. As long as you own it, there's money in it, which he's right to a degree, but it's kind of being gaslit. Like now that I know what I know about streaming versus ad revenue on YouTube, you'd have to be a fool to lean into streaming and royalties streaming. Like the money in music is still touring, it's still merchandising, it's still personal brand, it's still sponsorships. Because even if you own the music, yeah, Russ is right. When you're getting billions of plays, millions of plays, it's worth something. But it's worth nothing in comparison to what you get for ad revenue on YouTube being a content creator with videos that are 8 minutes or longer. That's just the truth. So there's a lot here, but we're going to dive into this specific. I don't know if you say her name Kara or Kara. I would say Kara from the way I'm reading it here. But again, this is her YouTube. Go rock with her. And where were we at? We're at the 17-minute mark. So I want you guys just to hear the beginning part real quick. And let's have a conversation about this.
Yes, the title of this video is true. It's not clickbait. It's not an exaggeration. I actually invested $100,000 of my hard-earned money into creating my debut album, Beauty and the Boss. And 1 year later, after accumulating hundreds of thousands of streams, Spotify deleted it. all of it, it's gone. Sounds pretty crazy, right? Well, today I'm going to reveal the entire story. In my 10 years of releasing music for streaming,
So she's going to go on and tell you the story about her, which is a great story. And then she's going to break down everything she did and show the receipts on how she ended up investing $100,000 in her career, from music videos to recording to working with producers to a bunch of different things that I'm kind of running through very quickly so that I can talk about my experience with this, right? But it seems like a very legit and valid story. And to get the context that you might want, I just recommend going to her YouTube channel and watching this video in its entirety. I wanted you to hear her statement at the beginning because I think that's important, that you know that this is not clickbait, right? And investing money in your career, and then the power of the company like Spotify taking down one of your songs that's really starting to move the metric without an appeal, without proof that you did it, right? They will just take your song down. Bro, it's crazy. Now let's get back into the 17-minute part where she starts going like, so this is how long it takes. Like, she's literally going through this whole video, breaking down everything they did. So you really understand that she's not bullshitting, like from photo shoots, and she breaks down how much it costs for everything, right? She's showing you the receipts so you don't think she's just bullshitting, you know? So now let's get to the thick of it. Let's go back to what we were just on. What is it? Yeah, right here. Let's go.
back to the album. The album was consistently growing and accumulated about 200,000 streams in the first year. But unfortunately, all that progress was about to come to a screeching halt. Just a few weeks ago, I opened my Spotify for Artists account and see something really good for once. There's a spike in streams on my song Work. I thought, wow, it's finally happening. A song on my album must be having a breakthrough with the algorithm. This is great. Well, it seemed great until the following week when this email arrives in my inbox.
Spotify has flagged artificial streaming on your tracks. Because of that, your releases containing these tracks were removed from their platform. This doesn't mean you did anything wrong. These things can happen on Spotify without your knowledge. Thank you.
So the song that was just starting to get all those streams was actually flagged for artificial streams.
And when you watch her story, there's this buildup. She's been building up to this point, and finally something hit and starting to take off to show actual, it's a prospect of, where we could go with this after spending all this money.
Bots or AI or one of those weird things that scammers do. I wouldn't know because I never signed up for anything like that.
I feel you, sister.
Now, I know this sounds like a joke, but they weren't joking because a few days later, my 12-song album became a 0-song album. So after having one of my infamous Kara crash outs on Instagram, I decided to make the permanent decision to never distribute or release a song for streaming ever again. I did not buy any artificial streams or send bots to my profile to run up my numbers, which begs the question, who did? Quite frankly, none of my haters are smart enough to launch a successful cyber attack of this magnitude. So I don't believe that this was done by some person who has a grudge against me. What I do know is that thousands of other artists are experiencing the same exact thing.
This is why I'm covering this. So I'm going to, about a year and a half ago now, I didn't get the same lingo she got. So maybe they're adding new lingo because this keeps happening. But here is a screenshot that I sent to my friend, Anthony Ray. Y'all can go do the receipts. I just went to Belgium. We collab. We make music together. We make YouTube reaction videos together. So this was the message that I received. And I sent him this screenshot, but my text message said, hey, Spotify took our song down. So essentially, this is the message I received. Important message from Spotify. Spotify has detected that the overwhelming majority of the streams on the tracks below are artificial. As a result, your releases containing those tracks have been removed from their streaming service. For more information, please consult Spotify's guidelines. Planned It, featuring Godimus. So this is what's crazy. This song, Planned It, was like the big song from my YouTube. You can go see the music video on YouTube still. It didn't get taken off of YouTube. It got taken off Spotify. the streams did start going up. I didn't know why. I felt like I paid for this feature. Godamus is a name in strange music. He's a household name in strange music. If you're familiar with Tech Nine, then you might be familiar with him. He's a part of a group called Cess Crew. So Godamus is a part of a group called Cess Crew. When you are on Spotify, you pitch your music, and they pitch it to playlists for you. When you have big features, a lot of times they get put in playlists. That song got put in different playlists and started to bubble from the gate. However, this is the message I get, and they just take it off of Spotify straight up. And also Mind, Body, and Soul. This one was featuring Anthony Ray. And it was doing okay. It wasn't doing as good as planned it, but it was doing good. And I'm thinking it's doing good organically. And then they hit me with this bullshit. And it's the exact same thing that happened to her. They said it's artificial streams that I had nothing to do with. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to get into this, why I don't do artificial streams. But I'm just going to put it out there. This is just the truth. I don't know what I can say on YouTube right now with that. That's interesting. Okay, come rewind selector. Let me put it this way, you guys. Let's just put it this way. I know someone who bought fake views on YouTube, which can get you in trouble on YouTube, and he bought fake subscribers on YouTube. Probably about 10, 15 years, well, 10, 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago-ish. And guess what it did? It killed his YouTube channel. I witnessed that with my own eyes. Okay, I witnessed that with my own eyes, right? Lived experience. I saw it happen. I know what happened. He didn't get caught by YouTube, but you know what he did get caught? By the algorithm. I don't know how they read this shit, but for a long story short, you start, it's like, I think it's called low impact or low quality views, and it hurts your videos. When people are buying fake views, fake subscribers is just for clout. It's just like, well, I have this many subscribers, but buying fake subscribers doesn't mean your videos get more views, right? And buying fake views does not work. It hurts you in the algorithm. It hurts your videos. It hurts everything. It's bull. Even buying legitimate views, because you can go to Google and run ads on your videos. But if you have low, what's the word for it? It's not impact, but low retention ads, meaning you're cheap and you're like a penny an ad or whatever. You have to spend big money to get quality retention ads ran through Google, or it's just a low retention ad and it hurts your video organically. So I would never in a million years recommend buying fake views, fake streams, fake subscribers, any of that. And again, like I said, I learned firsthand through experience because of this YouTube situation with the person that I knew who bought fake streams and views. And I was like, I will never do that because it just doesn't work. So I took the long road on YouTube specifically. But anyways, same with Spotify. I would never buy artificial views because I know they don't work. I know it actually hurts you in the long run, in the long term for your channel, your views, and all of that stuff. So anyways, this happened to me. I'm just telling you guys I would never do that. You'd have to take it at face value. You know, there are people buying fake streams. I know, so I throw concerts in Colorado. There's a bunch of local artists, and I can tell you every local artist that buys fake streams. And they don't think you know. They don't think you know. They think you're dumb. Yeah, I know who you are, guys. It's corny. It's fake. I get it. And I know why you're doing it. But they never blow up, 4 or 5 years, 6 years in the game, and they're still at the same place. And it's just like, it's sad. It's sad that they think buying fake shit is going to help them. Just invest it in beats, invest it in content. Don't buy fake shit. It doesn't work, ever. Anyways, I digress. This has happened to me. As you see, I'm getting a little convicted because, you're just like, yo, this is bullshit. And I go through DistroKid, which I'm just like, I'm on some like F them too. It's like no one's looking out for the artist, dog, ever. It's always some nonsense, It's always some bullshit. Anyways, there's a couple more parts I wanted to play of her talking about this. Let me try to find that, and we'll keep moving.
My theory is someone made a playlist and promoted it with bots. That potentially got me and a number of other artists flagged.
Whoa, I didn't think of that. Did you guys just hear me talk about, so I specifically pitch through Spotify's program. It's called, you can pitch your music, and they're like, yo, this gets sent out to a bunch of people, and if they decide to put you on a playlist, so there you have it. She's actually making, I missed that part on this. I missed that. This is a long video. It's almost 30 minutes long. I missed that. She has something there. That might be exactly what happened, and it's bullshit. That's why I don't pitch anything anymore either. I'm like, well, what the, bro, if it can get, bro, I spend money. I don't spend money like she did because I also have really good relationships in the industry. So sometimes people do verses for me for free. It's called a feature. So when you see Stevie Stone on my songs, Godimus, Chris Calico, all these artists who are bigger than myself, it's because I have relationships. And sometimes I pay for that because there is a value in that and I want to support my brethren, but sometimes I don't. But it's still an investment. But for you just to take my shit down after it starts getting some steam is bullshit.
It really seems like they just want to punish the artists instead of the cornballs making botted playlists. Or maybe major labels are purposely making it really difficult to be an independent artist. There seems to be more protection for AI-generated music and fake bands than there is for real people making real music.
Shout out to Rick Beato calling out the fake AI mother effers too.
Meanwhile, YouTube is demonetizing AI channels and discouraging low-effort content. Wow, what a difference. It's almost like these video platforms actually care. So that's how much money I invested in creating my album. Let's talk about how much money I made from my album. I have the actual receipts with actual numbers from my streaming payouts, and we're gonna go through them together. First, let's take a look at...
This is important. This is important. I'm gonna play this and we're gonna tap out. Because you can see what we get paid as artists, putting out music, being passionate, taking time, energy, recording. I'm going to do a studio session today with my daughter to record a song. It cost me money. And I own the studio, but I pay my engineer because even though he would do it for free, he deserves to get paid for his time, period. If you're working, you deserve to get paid if you're dope at what you do, and he's fire at what he does. Now, does he give me a discount because I own the studio? Absolutely. But I'm going to pay him. I'm going to spend my time and energy. I wrote, I bought the beat, bomb, bomb, bomb. But guess what? I'm not going to make the money back in freaking streaming royalties because it's freaking fractions of a penny. But do you know where I do make money? I'll make more money talking about, if you guys watch this video, I'll make more money talking about this than I would releasing a song and getting 1 million streams. That's the truth.
My DistroKid account. Now, I release this independently, so my label, Laser Jungle Studios, technically owns the masters for this album. And DistroKid pays out the master royalties. The accounting statements are always a few months behind, but these numbers are pretty current, so let's take a look. My album accumulated about 1,182,611 streams. And for that amount, I was paid $1,210.86.
So for 1 million streams, she got paid $1,200, which isn't horrible. But I don't know if you understand how hard it is to get 1 million streams as an independent artist and how much money, you know, branding, influence you have to actually do that, to get $1,200. But I'll tell you this right now, depending on how long your video is on YouTube, you could probably make $1,200. So if you have a 20-minute video, you could probably make $1,200, depending on the age. So it depends on who's watching it too. The age demographic matters, because advertisers pay more for certain audiences, right? But there's been videos that I've hit out the park where it's like it got 200,000 views and I got paid that much. Facts.
This total includes all streaming services, so Spotify, Apple Music, and I even had 12 album sales. So shout out to those 12 people that bought my album. I appreciate you. As the label, I am responsible for paying the producers their master royalties as well. So even this small $1,200 number gets further divided between multiple people. This album had a short lifetime. It was only up on streaming services for a year and a half. But still, $1,200 for a year and a half of streaming split between multiple people, it's looking pretty bleak. But that's only the master side, so let's take a look at the publishing. As a songwriter and producer, you are supposed to sign up with a performance rights organization that collects performance royalties. I happen to be signed with BMI. Buckle up, baby, because these numbers are a doozy. As you can see in my chart, Work has a couple more statements available because of the fact that this song actually got synced on a very popular TV show, and it was released a couple months before the actual album. So one of the songs...
Okay, you guys get the picture. She ain't making shit off her music, dog. And she's going to go into this at the end and say, this is why I choose to create visual content. I'm going to show you guys something, and I rarely show numbers, but it's worth it. So, damn, I can't pull this up. So let me see if you guys can kind of see it. It's not really, it looks better right here. Anyways, this is a Don Rickles reaction that I did. And this is a perfect example because it hits it made as much as she made from her millions of streams, okay? So I did a reaction to Don Rickles, and the video has 276,000 views. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to put it here in a way where if you like screenshotted it and blew it up, you can actually see that. So it has 276,000 views. Let's pull that up. So, okay, now you can see it a little bit bigger. I don't know if you can see it or not. But it shows you how many views. There's 276,000 views there, right? All right, now, for some reason, it's easier to do it in the dashboard on your phone than on the screen, or I would just pull it up on the screen. It got 276,000 views. So a quarter of what she got, 1 million views. It made the exact same amount. It made $1,200. And I'll click on that to try to make it bigger so you can see that. And so there you go. So I don't know if you could see that a little bit better. But essentially, it made $1,200. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. Let me see how long this has been out, because all my videos don't do that. Like, that's a good number. So the audience, so that has been out a year. So within a year's time, it made $1,200. So I'm not over here making it rain. Like, every video doesn't get that many views. But that's just a great example to show. The other thing is, not all my videos are monetizable because of copyright claims. There's copyright claims on comedy videos. There's copyright claims on music reactions, etc. But when you're releasing content, there's more value in the video content on YouTube than there is on any streaming platforms. And that's just the truth because they don't pay you. And she goes through it. So I would recommend you go to her channel, watch this in its entirety if you're interested in it. And she breaks it down really well. Shout out to her. I'm sorry she had to take an L like that. But her channel looks like it's functioning at a high level. She has 200,000 subscribers, and hopefully we can add to that, and she keeps growing and making her money. Anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Shout out to her for exposing Spotify yet again for their nonsense. And also, you know, it's funny because I wasn't on YouTube or monetizing during the ad apocalypse. But, you know, I've been doing fairly well on YouTube, and I just keep working hard. And, you know, it's a viable income stream, and it's very appreciated, the support. And I just keep putting in the work. But what's wild is, I guess creators used to make way more. Something happened called the ad apocalypse, and creators started making less. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I can't imagine what they were making back in the day. Because I'm just like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, but knowing that they were making more is pretty wild. So I'm not saying that, you know, that's the other thing. The problem with YouTube, you don't know what's being brought in. They're not transparent with you as a creator. Okay, they're not like, hey, there's no spreadsheet showing these were the ads ran on your channel. This was the value. Okay, this was the value, or this is what they paid us, $5,000. We kept $4,000. We gave you $1,000. You don't know. They just tell you there's some type of 45-55 split type of thing, but there's no proof of that. So you don't know that that's actually true. Also, when you're dealing with technologies, you don't know when mistakes are being made, right? So there's mistakes that can be made like this where they erase money or misplace or give someone bread that you like. I guess there was this whole thing on YouTube that dealt with super chats and people like laundering money through super chats and just crazy stuff. So these are all things that happen in real time. This is what creators have to deal with. But I recommend in the time of AI and as it comes for your job, if you have an inclination or a knack for creating, content creation is going to be a really viable and valuable space for humans to connect. So I would recommend you getting into that space, even if it's just a hobby. There is value there, there's money there, and I think you might enjoy it. Anyways, let me know what I got, what I missed, and I'll catch you on the next one.
City boy, city boy.